mean, I hate to say this, but it's kind of been my life. I haven't been honest. It's hard to be honest when you're in so much pain and confusion.
And you can't be honest with everybody. You really can't.
No.
You can't,
well, because it's a protective mechanism too.
You can't cut yourself open and bleed, on everybody. You can't. Hi, I'm Angela Williams.
And I'm Katy Sedano.
And I'm a survivor of child sexual abuse.
And I'm a survivor of child sexual abuse.
Welcome to Voice Up for the Voiceless. We're so glad that you've tuned in with us today. Voice Up for the Voiceless is a podcast that really addresses a deep and dark subject of child sexual abuse. We know that's hard to hear, hard to listen to, but we ask that you watch this podcast and watch some others that we've recorded, because it's a topic that really needs to break the silence. We need to remove the stigma and the taboo, and the only way is to understand it. And if you're a survivor, we hope that the shows that you've been watching have been able to help you and to let you know that you're not alone. So without further ado, I introduce my beautiful co-host, Katy Sedano.
Why are you introducing me?
Because I like to do that. I like to play,
Can I please share
like
your
I know
favorite?
what I'm doing.
Your favorite moment
of
our recording?
Yeah, you can share it.
I love that about you. So every time we're ready to record, her favorite thing is to do the testing, 1, 2, 3, Angela Williams.
Yeah, testing, 1, 2, 3, Angela Williams, testing.
She loves that. I'm like,
I know,
girl, the producer doesn't even have his headset on. You have to wait. It is fun. It's fun to watch you too.
When I was a little girl, I always wanted to be Barbara Walters. Many of you watching probably have no clue who Barbara Walters is, but she was one of the most famous journalists when I was a little girl growing up.
Yeah.
And I just loved her. And
I think that's the equivalent of my Diane Sawyer.
Yes.
So
probably.
Still, I don't think Gen Z knows who that is.
We're dating ourselves. We're a little old, but so I've always loved the microphone. I've always loved media, and I always wanted to get the biggest part in the school play.
You've been doing a lot in media. You have a lot of experience.
God's blessed me. He's opened a lot of doors, but it's been a tough subject, a tough topic to talk about. So
I know,
but
he's used you. Yeah, no, he's used you a lot. I mean, there's so many that I can't. I'm sure we don't even have on our website. That you have stuff out there.
Yep.
So what's the topic today? What are we going to talk about?
So you guys know that we have some wonderful guests on, but every once in a while, Katy and I just like to sit and chat and kind of let you get to know us a little bit better, get to know our lives, get to know. So I talked to Katy, and I thought it would be really fun to kind of talk about girlfriends and girl power, because I feel like as survivors, we tend to kind of shut people out, and we tend not to trust.
It's such a big issue.
And it's not to say, because I've been hurt plenty of times when I've let my guard down and let people in, but it's just the value that friendships, really loving, kind, giving, precious, nurturing friendships bring to your life. And
it is.
We've been friends for many years, but I think doing this podcast over the last almost 12 months now, we've gotten so much closer.
Yeah, for sure. We've always had a connection, I think. And I don't know about you, but I've always trusted you wholeheartedly. I just, maybe it's because of, I guess I hate using this term, but trauma bonding. But I don't even think it's that. I think it was just you seemed just such a pillar of strength and determination, and you're an inspiration. I'll never forget when I read your book, I'm like, no, what? No, because I know you. And it's like you were so resilient that all of the stuff that I read, I'm like, you couldn't have possibly gone through all of that and be this successful, cornerstone. I don't know why I'm getting tongue-tied. Cornerstone of helping survivors through their trauma and healing and all that. So
I just have to give God the glory. But I want to just acknowledge you too. You've been through a lot, and you wrote a great book, and You've been a great friend. I mean, you're just such a thoughtful person.
Oh,
just
thank
a
you.
really thoughtful person. And it just amazes me, just the little things you do that you don't even know that you do it. So Katy and I got to spend the weekend together last weekend.
Well, you're going to have to share because
we're working on it's top secret, but we'll let a little bit of the cat out of the bag. We're working on a online study course. It's really a ministry
well, it's not a
type
study course.
It's okay. What would you call it?
Well, it's
a.
Should we tell them no, we can't say the title yet.
No, not the title yet.
It is a program.
Okay.
A healing program.
Healing program. So we're working on online healing programs. We went away to the lake for the weekend. And I got the little tap at the door and the nice hot cup of cappuccino.
Oh, right, every morning.
Every morning. I was like, wow, I can get used to this. And just the sweet things that you do. There's 1,000,001 things. My birthday. Oh my gosh, the celebration for my birthday was
fun.
Incredible.
Yeah, well, you deserve it. We deserve. I love birthdays,
and balloons and flowers, and I love it too. So
I know there's so many people who hate their birthday or don't like their birthdays or for whatever reason. But I think they should be celebrated, even if you're by yourself, because it's just an acknowledgement of everything you've been through. Because even if you haven't been through trauma, sexual abuse, life is tough.
Yeah, you need a BFF.
Yeah, you need a BFF, and you need to celebrate each other and your lives. And
so I think one thing that we can share, and I have had to do this, and I have to do it several times, maybe a year, maybe every couple of years, but just take inventory of who's in your life. Take inventory of, because time is so precious.
What do you mean take inventory?
Take inventory of who is in your life that's healthy, that's kind of, I say, who's pulling you up and who's dragging you down, who you feel you have a bond with or have some connection with, you have shared interest, who you feel like's a good, healthy person that's going to help you get healthier.
What you say something all the time. I don't want to botch it. You have friends for
your people in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime.
Right.
And that's sometimes it's really challenging when they're in your life for a season and that season ends. And they either leave or you feel like you've grown apart or you feel like, you know what, that relationship has ended. And it's hard. It's not easy. But a reason, a season, or a lifetime, I feel like you're going to be in my life for a lifetime. And there's people that you know that are your ride or dies. Like they're there. Yeah. You can call them in the middle of the night and they're going to be there.
But I like it when you say that because as everyone, I have had multiple friends that I thought were really close and then it kind of ended for whatever reason. And when you said that to me, it made so much sense. I'm like, okay, I didn't have to dwell on the sad feelings of losing that friend because it's true. When you look back, it's like, oh yeah, this person was here for that reason. I learned so much and it ended, but I have fond memories and the season was that season of growth or learning or whatever it was.
So let me go back to tell you what I meant by saying take inventory. Take inventory are the people who I really value in my life, and am I pouring into their life as much as they're pouring into my life? Am I spending as much time with them? Am I carving out the time? Am I making time? Because our families take up a lot of time. Our careers take up a lot of time. Our worship time, ministry time. Am I valuing those relationships in a way that honors, that person that I want to be in my life for a lifetime? Yeah. Yeah. Or am I spending time with people that really aren't pulling me up? Yeah. Maybe they're not the healthiest for me. So just taking that kind of inventory.
Well, I'm so glad you're my friend because I do have my guard up, especially this year. I've had seasons where I've had so many friends and so many obligations, and it's fun, but at the end of the day, it's like, oh, it's exhausting, number one. And number two, it's like, are they really there for me? Will they be there at the end of the day if I needed them for whatever reason? And I started really looking into that, and I was like, you know what? No, but there were a few that yes. And I think a lot of times as a survivor, it's hard for me to say no.
Of course.
And that's
you want to be a little people pleaser.
Oh, 100%. So I would say yes to everybody and everything. And so this year I've said no. I said, you know what, I'm going to do what I truly feel is right for me and my family. Mostly for me because my kids are, mostly adults.
And how does that feel? How does that make? How has that made you feel?
I can't say the word on air,
okay,
but not great. Not great. I felt like I was betraying a lot of people, letting a lot of people down. I could see the disappointment in their faces or the confusion because it's so not me, so it wasn't great. But out of that shifting, the people that really were there either reached out and said, hey, is everything okay? Or, or they would understand me backing off and allowing me the space to choose that.
So from time to time, and I don't even know how often to do it. So from time to time, I take inventory. From time to time, I try to prioritize relationships that are important to me. And then for those that are kind of falling away, I kind of pray about it. I say, God, like you said, has that season ended or have we grown apart? And then there's some friends that I haven't seen maybe in a year. We pick up right where we left off and hadn't missed a beat, and they've been busy and I've been busy, and the love and adoration is still there, and off we go. But I think sometimes
that kind of happened with us when we kind of were.
Sometimes people are just in your life though that just suck the life out of you, And
mostly it's family, but
well, and
that's another episode.
And it's hard to realize that. It's hard to say, those relationships where you're just exhausted when you spend time with them.
Yeah.
I usually say, who's bringing me joy? Who am I with that's bringing me joy?
Yeah.
And that's a good baseline.
Yeah. It's tough because, we are self-employed and my husband's, a local chiropractor, and we see a good bit of patients, and we become close to them. And a lot of times they feel like they want to be friends with us, and that's perfectly fine. We love them just back. But there are times when my husband will come home and be like, hey, we're going out to dinner with so-and-so. And I'm like, great.
I'm tired.
Well, and it's not that. It's like I love them and I love the relationship we have within the office. But then I have my guard up. So I'm like, okay, where's the boundary? What can we talk about and what can we not talk about? And I'm kind of an open book, and sometimes I say too much, and then
never say too much, Katy.
Well, but in an environment where it's a patient-doctor relationship, I can cross the line. But that's the thing. So it becomes a downer. Not that they're the downers, but it becomes a downer for me because...
Oh, I remember I used to go into environments, especially church, and I was the child sexual abuse lady, so people would run. I mean, they would just run for me. And then having a nonprofit and trying to raise money all the time. Oh, no, don't ask. I'd be running.
I don't have money. I don't have any money.
But I'm so blessed. I have some great friends that surround me, that love me, encourage me, lift me up, pray for me. So blessed. So shout out to Deborah.
Yeah.
My D.
My mama D. We talked about her this weekend.
We did.
So hopefully Deborah will see this. Yeah. But yeah, we were talking at how did it come? How did she come up? We were sitting on
said, what is Deborah's ministry? And I said, Deborah is a ministry.
We started laughing. She's a powerhouse. Yeah, I love her.
She is a powerhouse, and she has been, oh my gosh, she has loved me and prayed for me and whipped me when I needed a whipping, and
Yeah, I met her at the. I wish you guys could see her. She's got to get on.
Yeah, she's got to get on the show.
You can't
she's
explain
so busy.
it.
Everybody wants a piece of Deborah.
Yeah, she's just electrifying. I guess is the only thing.
Joy. She's my joy.
Yeah,
so, yeah. She's taught me a lot. She's taught me a lot about relationships too, which it's wonderful to have a mentor in your life. So if you don't have a mentor, maybe that's one kind of funnel of friendships that you can have, someone that mentors you and helps you be accountable. Like she holds me accountable. She holds my feet to the fire.
I guess you're my mentor then. Could you do that for me?
Yeah, I think that's another good quality in good friendships. And that's kind of our topic, if you haven't noticed, is friendships. But a good a good thing is who will be honest with you, who will really tell you the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. And I value that. Like,
I do too. It's hard. It's
I'm
hard
a pretty
to hear.
strong personality. And
no, she's not.
People don't want to tell me things or don't feel like they can confront me. But the friends that I have that I know will hold me accountable for things.
I know there was a time when I was a little scared to tell you exactly what I thought. Even now, you'll ask me something. I'm like, you really want to know? Like, I'm like, okay, brace yourself. No, but we're at a different level now. I'm talking about years ago.
Yeah, and I think friendships too. Somebody you can get sound advice from. Yeah, that you can go to, and they're going to give you good, godly sound advice.
But those are hard to find sometimes. That's why I really appreciate our friendship. And we make pacts all the time. We're like, okay, if we're feeling a certain way, we're going to pray about it. If we're going to, if we've hurt each other's feelings, we've got to.
Don't isolate. Yeah. Survivors so isolate.
We do.
When we are in pain or suffering, we just want to curl up in that ball and pull the covers over our heads. And we can't do
guilty.
that.
I'm definitely guilty of that.
Because you spiral. You ever been to that place where you're low, but when you isolate, you get lower, like you spiral down, and then sometimes you're so far down you can't get.
No, you didn't even realize how far down you are. I think I'm better at that, honestly, and we actually got that tested in our friendship when I had to process this unique situation. I was even shocked at myself because normally I would never even answer the phone. I wouldn't answer a text. But I just wanted you to know that while I'm not okay, I do need space. But you kept, every once in a while, you kept sending a text, which I appreciate because you didn't just say, okay.
There was space between there, though. There was space. Backed off. There was space. But
I needed it, for sure. But I think that what was different is that I knew I wasn't spiraling or isolating. I really needed to process. And the good thing for me is that I would normally just not even contact my friends or my family or anything. But I did tell you, no, I'm not okay. I've never acknowledged that because I'm always perfect. I'm always great. I told you, I was like, I'm not okay. And you allowed me the space to process, but you also didn't just drop me. You kept kind of, are you okay? Can you talk now? Can you talk?
Because you're too important to me. You're too important.
But that's hard to find too. Like a lot of friends just, they'll just, okay, and wait. And the problem in waiting is then you spiral and go down and down. And then we get in our little heads for some reason, which is, I don't know, I should say me. She really didn't love me or care for me. And
if she'd care, she'd call me.
Yeah.
If she really cared, she'd text me.
Yeah. It's like what we do with our husbands.
So
when you're
out there and when you hear that, if there's somebody that you haven't heard from for a while, pick up the phone and call them.
Yeah.
I think we create these dialogues in our head of they don't like me anymore, or they dropped me like a hot potato, or they're mad at me. Yeah, that's a good one. They're mad at me.
Are you seeking hope and healing after the heartbreak of abuse? The book, Loving Me After Abuse, from author Angela Williams, available on Amazon, is like a comforting conversation with a friend who truly understands. The author shares her powerful journey of surviving 14 years of childhood sexual, physical, and emotional abuse. With courage and faith, she overcame shame and dysfunction to find healing and freedom. Through her story, Angela Williams offers guidance, inspiration, and the incredible message of Jesus Christ's power to heal and restore. Don't walk the path of healing alone. Let Loving Me After Abuse be the guide you've been searching for. Available on Amazon and Kindle, paperback, and Kindle Unlimited. Healing is possible, and your journey starts today. Loving Me After Abuse, from author Angela Williams, on Amazon.
So pick up the phone and call them and just say, hey, are we okay? Is our relationship okay?
Yeah.
I know I've been out of touch, had XYZ happening.
Yeah, and if they don't, then
they don't respond.
You have to respect.
That's the inventory. That's the season, the reason, or a lifetime. It's those friendships.
Yeah, for sure. I think you're probably the first friend I've ever had that I've been as honest with.
Thank you.
And that's kind of hard for me to say because I'm an honest person. but it's that people pleasing, that I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Well, I call it shallow. You have shallow relationships, and you can't help but have shallow relationships because you can't go deep with everybody.
But even with and I'm doing air quotes, deep friends, I still would not really open up as much as I've ever opened up with you.
Then how deep would those friendships?
Well,
I mean, think about it. If you can't...
True. But
you can't be yourself and you can't be, totally honest.
Yeah. Then, but that's kind of been, and I hate to say this, but it's kind of been my life. I haven't been honest. It's hard to be honest when you're in so much pain and confusion.
And you can't be honest with everybody. You really can't.
No.
You can't,
well, because it's a protective mechanism too.
You can't cut yourself open and bleed, on everybody. You can't. And you
and I used to.
But
so on the flip side, I used to.
Okay.
And then they would be, oh, you're dramatic. You're a victim. Oh, you're so sensitive. If I heard the word sensitive one more time, and then I said, oh, well, I guess being sensitive is bad.
Well, I used to get told all the time that I suck the oxygen out of the room.
I know you say that a lot, and I'm like, no, you don't. Stop saying that.
I know. I need to stop fulfilling that prophecy, but I have had that spoken over me. I said,
but it hurts. And so you hear that enough, then you start to lie, meaning you lie about what you truly feel because
you try to change for that person.
Which is a lie. To me, that's a lie.
You're right.
Yeah. So that's what I mean by that. It's not like I'm not a dishonest person. I just created a persona that's happy and all put together and everything's fine. And even if you want to go to a restaurant that I don't want to go to, I'm like, sure, why not?
Well, I think too, as survivors, we have not been able to say how we feel. We've kept it silent for so long, or really pressed our feelings down, suppressed our feelings. So it took me a long time to tell even my husband, like, I'm feeling sad, or, I'm feeling this way or that way. It was hard to articulate it. It's hard for the words to come out. And he'll say now, how are you? And if I say fine, it's on. He knows it's not fine. I cannot even say the word I'm fine come out of my mouth. Because my face, I wear my emotions on my sleeve. And you can look at me. You can take one look and tell when I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm stressed, I'm worried, I'm, all the things. It's written on my face. I
thought I had a great poker face.
You did?
And then, no, apparently I didn't, because everyone...
That's what I'm asking. You did think that?
Yeah, I did. I did. I thought that I was masking really well, but apparently not. But I appreciate you. I really do. And this past weekend, working on the course and getting to know you even on a deeper level, and it meant a lot to me. It meant the world to me. And and even you dragging my Heidi out in the cold water. Oh gosh, I was really scared. It's so funny because I'm so adventurous, and I used to live on the water. I mean, I'd go water skiing and snow skiing and jet skiing, and I loved sports and all that. But I don't know if it's because I'm older or because of my experiences. I don't know, but I'm so grateful. So it was
really funny. So
I'm so grateful.
I love the water, and I have a little toy, a little jet ski that I love. And so Katie and I got there, and the water had gone down. The lake, they're draining the lake for the winter. So the water had gone down. So the jet ski's on a platform that's probably about 10 or 12 feet
it's
below.
About 12 feet.
Below the dock. So I'm thinking, okay, can I shimmy down the pole? Can I jump? Can I?
No, I was like, no. I go, if you're going to jump, hold on. Let me get my phone and video. Because if you fall in the water, I'm going to get it.
So then I was like, okay, there's no way around this. I am going to have to wade in the water to the jet ski, get on the jet ski, and then come around the platform and pick Katy up. And it was
cold
so
and murky.
Cold.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so cold. But I did it. Because I wanted to go on that jet ski so bad. I know, you sure did.
And you were very gentle with me, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
In fact, she even dropped me off.
Yeah, like, can I go play now?
And she's like, I'm going to go do my thing. And I'm like, sure.
But it was fun. And then I called my husband, and he's like, there's a ladder in the garage. You could have put a ladder climb. So the next day, we had forgotten to put the cover back on it.
You forgot. When you got off the platform, when you parked the jet ski, then you fell in the water.
Yeah,
you lost your footing.
I did. I fell in the water, but I laughed. It's all in fun. And there again, a friend to go on an adventure with you, a friend to say, "Oh no, I'm not getting in that cold water," but to just kind of suck it up, Buttercup.
Yeah,
and
No, I'm glad you dragged me out, because the next time
I'll be so beautiful. Wasn't it
was.
Pretty?
There was nobody on the lake. Well, of course, it's mid-November. There's like, those are crazy girls on the jet ski.
But it was pretty. It
I
was
know.
peaceful, and thank goodness it wasn't too cold.
No, it wasn't. It was actually fine. The water was. If we fell, it would have been cold. But yeah, the next day when we put the ladder up against the dock down to the platform, I mean, there was about maybe an inch,
if that.
And I'm like, oh Lord, if I better be strong enough to hold her
on the ladder.
Here we are. We're in our pajamas the next morning, because we have to shimmy down the ladder, cover the jet ski, which wasn't easy. You were struggling. So, anyways, it was fun. I'm glad that you.
It's wonderful to have a friend to laugh with, and to go on an adventure with, and to do crazy stuff with, and to
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, in fact, thanks. So, in fact, the second night, I had like a little experience in the middle of the night. It was a little kind of spooky. Not that your house is spooky or anything, but it's just something, a dream. Yeah, I think it was a dream. I'm not sure. So it was nice to have a BFF that I could sleep in the bed. I'm like, I'm sleeping with you. Actually, you wanted me to watch a movie in your room, and I'm like, I'll probably fall asleep. And I'm inside, I'm like, yes,
slumber party.
Slumber party. So it was fun.
It was a fun weekend, and I'm so excited when the program gets done to release it and it be a blessing to our listeners and to other people that are survivors, because there's not a whole lot out there specific to survivors.
Yeah, so. And we'll definitely, as we go along, we'll be sharing our progress, and, and hopefully we'll have it ready soon.
So you need to pick up the phone and call your BFF, text your BFF, or text just a friend in your life that you love. And that's kind of the moral of the story.
Yeah, for sure. They're worth it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I want to thank Mesmerized Media. I want to thank our viewers. If y'all will please subscribe, please share, please comment. We would love to hear from you.
Absolutely. And if you have a BFF story, or if you want to come on the show and share, if you're a survivor, share and break your silence. It's so important not to stay in the dark. I know it's scary, but at the end of the day, your life will be so much more blessed and so much more peaceful.
So we thank y'all for tuning in. I'm Angela Williams.
And I'm Katy Sudano.
Till next time.
Thank you.